Hi guys, and welcome to a very impromptu Through the Glass Table. I'm Everett Walker.
And I am Ismail.
And today we're arriving to you to direct Denis Villeneuve.
First of all, we didn't direct anything. To review Denis Villeneuve's Arrival.
Arrival tells the story of a linguist named Louise, played by Amy Adams, who becomes entangled in a first contact situation when multiple spaceships arrive on Earth without purpose. With a ragtag team that consists of Hawkeye and Droopy Eyes, Amy Adams must race against the clock to communicate with the aliens so she can talk to them about their feelings. What a bitch. As far as going to see this movie, to go see a big, like, dumb alien action movie, like, this ain't it. But regardless of that, I actually thought it was really good.
Oh yeah, overall impression of the thing. It was
a very how do you say it? It's a very tedious and very cerebral film. So you may not, like, if you're coming into this not knowing that it's not Independence Day, you're gonna just be sitting there like, what
the fuck's that? Yeah, it makes you think.
Yeah.
Like I told you already in the theater after we were watching the credits, and like I was fully engaged from the beginning to the end. Like just how they navigated through the whole thing was just, I think, brilliant.
It is amazing too because it is a very slow moving film. But there was never a point where I was just like, can we get this over with?
Let's talk about the characters a little bit. Let's talk about Amy Adams. We have mentioned before that she's always been kind of like a bland actress. What did you think about her performance in here?
I thought she was bland, but it served the character.
Okay.
Like, I didn't find her like amazing, and I do kind of feel like her storyline was a little like, so what? But I don't know. She served well in her as a character, and she is a good actress. It's just she gets these roles where she's just like Jane Nobody.
I think she showed quite a bit of range, but then towards I think the third act or in the late of the second act, it was mostly the same.
Yeah, her character is very lonely and very disconnected from the world, but they don't ever explicitly say that, and so that all comes from her.
Yeah,
it's like in the beginning when she's
just just how she's interacting with herself, her mother, and just how she grows in terms of relating to the other people around her. And the aliens too. The aliens are kind of I would say a foster parent for her own ideals and everything, growing as a person.
Because I guess actually I just didn't think about that just now. It's like this whole movie was probably at least a subtone about her growth as from like becoming confident, because she's the first person to take off the mask when she's in the alien ship. She's the one that goes and steals the cell phone, and so it's a progression of just like this little professor that's teaching language. I didn't think about
this movie is masquerading as a sci-fi film to tell a human story.
Hawkeye was in it. I can't stand his face.
He'll be ugly. He'll be ugly.
Yeah.
Now, as for kind of individual range, his was more stilted, and like I knew what he was for. He was used to ground her into Earth, like ground her into the thought of seeing a future for herself, or the thought of basically humanity's connection.
Yeah, it's like a companion, basically. Forrest Whitaker's in this movie too, and his eye.
His eye was a separate character.
Yeah. He was fine too, but I told you this in the car. Like, why did he have a Jamaican accent?
He didn't have a Jamaican accent. He had
some
weird accent. He was like some regional accent from like the East Coast or something. I don't know, or like the Midwest.
Not that I'm saying there aren't people with accents in the army, but I didn't understand.
What's the use of it? Yeah. Like, what did you think about his directing style, Denis?
Well, this is my first movie from him. For some reason I missed Sicario.
How did you miss Sicario?
I don't know. It's just some movies I just completely it goes over my head and I forget that they're there. But what does he do before that?
I don't know, some French Canadian films. Okay. I don't really know.
Yeah, I missed Sicario, so I don't know much about him. But from what I remember from seeing the trailers for this, people were saying, "Oh, this is going to be an amazing movie. The director's amazing." And I saw the trailer and I was just like,
it did seem kind of boring because it was just like black and white kind of. The
like,
colors,
so what?
the scheme.
Yeah. But
Amy Adams.
Stupid. But sitting down and watching this movie, the art direction, his direction, the use of contrast, white and black. There's a lot of white and black. I don't know if that maybe has some subtext to the story, but it was all like great and fresh.
I was so really surprised by the amount of depth he could get from like the foreground and the background, like how he set up those shots of like the big screen that they're communicating on, how large these creatures are by putting them in like relative space next to Amy Adams and stuff. It was just he did so much with the limited amount of space that he actually filmed in. I don't think we can not talk about the music in this movie, because the music seemed like its own little element.
I meant
Oh.
the movies. What our score? We gotta leave that in. I said to him, so what do we film next? The scores? And he meant the music score. That's I meant our scores.
Like the rating.
The score was really, how can I say? It was very connected to what was happening in the story. Like most of it wasn't music. It was mostly like hums and buzzes, and it just seemed like it was emanating from the ship the whole movie. And I thought that was pretty brilliant.
But it was vocal. It matched what they're trying to do, right? They were trying to communicate somehow, language. So they're using a lot of like, and I remember
synthetic voices and stuff like that.
What I didn't like though is that sometimes it was overbearing for the scene. Like she was in her dream or something, and then it would like, and they'll go to the next thing or something like that, and I was like, that wasn't needed. Based on what I kind of knew going in and everything, I will actually give this a 3.
3?
Just because I wasn't, it's a great film in terms of like delivering the message and how they set up everything and just how they deal with time and stuff. But like you said, it's slow, and for me personally, I don't like. I was engaged and interested in it because they were talking about time, something I'm interested in. But overall, for me, it was slow.
I would probably. I don't know. Because I wouldn't mind giving it a 3 or a 4. I'll give it a 3.5. I'll give it 3.5 out of 5 because it's clearly an expression of art. It's not just some movie that nobody made. Like this is a director's movie.
Yeah, and it's interesting to find out that it's based on a book.
Yeah, which we didn't know until we saw that little information thing after the movie. But yeah, I agree with everything he's saying, and the only thing that would stop me from giving it a 4 or 5 is just that third act. And her storyline kind of was just like I don't care. So that's it. We'll see you guys later. We'll probably be reviewing a couple of more movies and then the end of the year. So look out for Fantastic Beasts,
Rogue One.
Yeah.
And then
we might do a recap too of things that we haven't talked about because we missed really big movies. Like we didn't do Batman vs Superman.
Ugh. I don't even want to review that, but okay.
Yeah. But thank you. Bye.
Bye. I had seeds in that mouth.
What are you talking about?
What did I talk about?
Oh, we can talk about the music. No, because it was a good synth score. Okay.
But it was also okay. Okay.